big story, historic impeachment.
The 45th president, Donald Trump, now the third American president to be impeached by Congress.
The charge is abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
And here's what's next. The vote now shifts to the Senate. They are expected to have a trial in January. The Senate will then decide whether to convict President Trump and remove him from office. And as the president was impeached, he was speaking at a rally in Michigan, and people around the nation are reacting to the controversial comments President Trump made there about Congresswoman Debbie Dingell and her late husband, Congressman John Dingell.
During last night's Merry Christmas rally in Battle Creek, President Trump said he received a phone call from Congresswoman Dingell after her husband's passing, thanking him for honoring him.
Debbie Dingell said John would be looking down from heaven, pleased with how he's being remembered. Then the president said maybe Representative John Dingell is looking up instead.
It's the nicest thing that's ever happened. Thank you so much. John would be so thrilled. He's looking down, he'd be so thrilled. Thank you so much, sir. I said, that's okay, don't worry about it. Maybe he's looking up, I don't know.
7 Action News reporter Ali Hoxie spoke to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell and has her reaction.
This comment from President Donald Trump comes on the heels of Congresswoman Debbie Dingell voting in favor of 2 articles of impeachment. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell says it was the president that called her to let her know he would order the flags to be lowered half-staff after the death of her husband, Congressman John Dingell.
I was very grateful. By the way, I didn't call him, he called me to tell me he was lowering the flags, and that meant a lot.
She says the comment from the president is hurtful.
I don't want to politicize my husband. I don't want to politicize his death. It is still something that I'm really grieving over. This Thanksgiving was really hard, and Christmas is harder.
The president's press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, was asked about the comment on Good Morning America.
He was at a political rally. He has been under attack and under an impeachment attack for the last few months, and then just under attack politically for the last 2.5 years. I think that, as we all know, the president is a counterpuncher. It was a very, very supportive and wild crowd, and he was just riffing on some of the things that had been happening the past few days.
Now lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are expressing their outrage over the comment, including Republican Congressman Fred Upton from St. Joseph, Michigan. In a tweet, he says, "I've always looked up to John Dingell, my good friend and a great Michigan legend. There was no need to diss him in a crass political way. Most unfortunate, and an apology is due." Congresswoman Dingell says she hopes people will start being more kind to one another.
We're family grieving, so I think we should take a lesson from this and all respect each other, period. In the broader, we need more civility in this country. Some things should be off limits. And you know what? We're all human beings.
President Donald Trump did indicate at the rally he expected Congresswoman Dingell to vote no on those articles of impeachment based off the conversation he described. Congresswoman Dingell says her focus will now be on moving forward. Ali Hoxie, 7 Action News.